Hey everyone, it's Lee here again. Another second episode of Final Fantasy VII beginner's guide, walkthrough, playthrough, whatever you want to call it. I said in the last episode I most probably wasn't going to do another playthrough where I was going to be doing a live sort of commentary. However, I went back and I listened to the last episode and my input volume of my headphones was down really low from a previous game that I played, just so people just couldn't hear every sort of background noise. The consequences of that was that it was really low in terms of you could hardly hear me. So I thought I'd just play this again, play this section through again and just talk about every other bits and pieces. Looking at a walkthrough as well, there was certain bits which might come up which I suppose I could give you some tips and tricks on, but mainly it was just to say sorry about the last episode. I don't want to go back and replay it. I know it's only half an hour long, but I don't really want to just go back and play through it and talk to myself again just for the sake of 30 minutes. I mean, there was parts where you could still hear me, especially when I was explaining stuff, but there was other parts where it just sounded like I was mumbling, so sorry again. Obviously new to this sort of thing, so hopefully in these next episodes will be a lot better. Hopefully I sound a lot more clearer in this episode anyway. So yeah, we're back to it. We've just left Sector 7 slums. We're on the second mission, so the aim of this playthrough will be to get through the next part of the slums, the next mission, and once we've done that, and I'll most probably finish this episode, and then everything else after then is really quite self-explanatory, so I'll just leave it at that really. Yeah, I'm not. I said earlier on, I sort of looked at a walkthrough. I'm not following a guide. I sort of remember bits and pieces quite well, but it's just something good to refer to, just to make sure I don't miss anything where you guys might want to hear or might want to see. Especially if I'm gonna. Again, like I said in the last episode, my aim's not to do 100% platinum. If I do it, I do it. But there will be sections where I will try and, especially when it comes to best bromance, I'll try and make sure I do this right for you guys, just so you can see it. Nice to be clear. There's going to be a timer. The guy at the front of the car, if you speak to him, he gives you a potion or something. So just make sure you do that. I think you got to be careful there, because one of the guys, I'm pretty sure he tries to steal off you. I don't know if you've got to like sort of walk past him slowly, but if you hear yeah, he did steal someone off me. If you run back to him and what did he steal? I think he stole like Gil off you. But we got plenty of Gil. pretty sure this section here now. Sorry, I was just responding to something. I'm pretty sure there's something in this part here where there's like winding tunnels because we're going to jump off the train. So it just gives you extra items, extra loot. It's always good for extra loot too. And there's a save point at the end of it. This is another section where you can do a bit of farming actually. Normally I do a bit of farming. I might do a bit of farming here. Maybe I should have looked to have saved the game after they got to this part, to be honest, but yeah, so if you go straight up it'll take you to the next part, but you can go all the way down here and there is loot. I mean, given that we've got restore, etc. If we just play through this part. They're not doing a lot of damage. And Barrett is mimicked my 9 as well. I think some characters do that too. Later on in the game, if you have a character and they leave and they rejoin you, they mimic, or they're like a couple of levels below Cloud. So you don't necessarily need to completely worry about leveling every single character straight away towards like till the end of the game, really. Again, I do this on all these sort of RPG games just to make my life easier, make me more of a beast. Front, person there. We have got magic, so I could use that if need be. Ah, I remember now. So basically, this section here, these guys don't do a lot of damage to you, and I think they give you quite a lot of potions. So you can just, so you can run away, or you can run, or you can stay here. And if you stay here, obviously you get attacked again. It's a good way to level up your limit breaks, which is something I'll explain in this episode. But they also drop items, and the XP is pretty decent for where we are. So it's always sometimes worth doing it. We won't know for the rest. I won't do it this time in this episode. I would normally. I normally grind myself up to about level 15 now. But I'll just leave it for, because I've only just started the episode, so I don't want to be wasting your guys' time just watching some lunatic farm for the sake of farming. Is there really that much we want down there? Sure about that? Yeah, that's normally a section, and I just sort of just farm up. You do get quite a lot of potions, and if needed, you can just use your magic to cure yourself up, because you can get ether later on. So there is like bits and pieces down here where there's loot, I'm pretty sure there is. Two damage. Yeah, you're a bit of a tank. 20 damage. Boom. You can go up here. There's loot up here. See big down on the left hand side, that's where we need to go. You can go this way. There's Jesse. You can receive a potion. Back and flying through these. Where does this one take you again? Yeah, takes you down the bigs. Boom, boom. Tents. So tents, when you go, you can only use them at save points, but they will, or when you're in the open world, which will be later on in the game, but they restore your HP and MP back to its max. So they can be pretty useful, especially when you're doing a bit of farming in the open world. But I won't use it for now, don't need to. I would also recommend if it's the first time you're playing this, like these sort of games, just to save it. Like, recommend saving a lot, just because you never know what could happen. I mean, I've played this game many times before, and I've been caught out, you know, just by doing something stupid, and you don't want that. Especially if you've been farming for ages, trying to level up, and then you get an enemy that just absolutely wipes you out. It's quite frustrating, really. Just gonna do one more fight just because Cloud's quite close to his. Might leave this. I might let him attack him and all of it. Oh, you're taking forever, mate. Just trying to get their limit breaks up for the next, so you've got an upcoming boss fight, hashtag spoiler alert, but obviously if you've got your limit breaks up, then it's going to make that boss fight a bit more easy for you. Looks exactly like the last reactor to do that in the last playthrough. What I tend to do now is I won't let Barret attack. It's a good way of making sure you don't use that limit break. What I will do actually with Barret, see they got the red arrows, so that means that all material is selected to it, as I was talking about in the last episode. So now I can cure the whole team. They don't really need it, but it's worth doing. But if I click into it now, see the cure is no longer there, so like that red line is no longer there, so it means that it's only going to do Barret or someone that you select. I really wish they would hit Tifa. It's the only reason why I'm farming here, just to get Tifa's limit. I'll say that. The limit breaks, not the best. So in terms of limit breaks, I mean, it'll go into it later on, but you got each level. Now every level will have 2 limit breaks that it can have, up until the 4th one where it only has the 1, and then the level 4 is pretty much their their best limit break that's going to do obviously the most sort of damage. But you level this up by, so with say Cloud for example now, so Braver, I've got to use Braver a certain amount of times, and then once I've used it a certain amount of times, it will unlock the next section, which would be, I think his next one is called Cross Slash. And then with that, to get to level 2, I need to kill a load of enemies. So the more enemies I kill, then I'll get to level 2. And then again, once I got to level 2, I set it to level 2. It's something you need to do all the time, is when you get to the next levels, is make sure you set it. And then once you set that, you can then start using that limit break. And then it will revert back to, I need to use that limit break a certain amount of times to unlock the next section of that level 2 limit break. And then I need to kill a certain amount of enemies to then unlock level 3. So it can go up in stages. You can skip sections, so I think you can just kill X amount of enemies and then it'll unlock level 2. And then what you can do is go, which I wouldn't recommend, is go straight to limit break level 2, but you don't want to do that, so because it can affect you later on in the game using other limit breaks, and you obviously want to make sure you're using the best that you can, especially when you get to end game. That's just a quick fire sort of explanation to it. I hope you. I've explained it enough for you. It's quite self-explanatory, but what I would say is don't move on to your next limit breaks until you've unlocked everything, because you just don't want to affect yourself later on in the game. Tifa with the big kicks. Why are they picking on Barrett for? Everyone seems to be attacking him. Poor bugger. What's going on there? I'll cue you up, mate. Why is that happening then? Also, you can set the order of your characters, so you can set them forward or set them back. I'm trying to think which one is, so he's back. So like Cloud, you want forward or you want back. If you have Cloud forward, it just means he's going to do more damage. I think that's back. So you want Barrett set back. I think that's how it's done. Let me just double check now. So yeah, so obviously because Barrett's weapon is long range, so ideally you just want it, there you go. You can see he's a bit further back. So what that does is, it's going to make the enemies do less damage to him, but because he can hit him from long range, he's going to be doing the same amount of damage. Whereas Cloud, unfortunately, because his weapon is a short range weapon, he needs to be using that like as close as he possibly can. So he's always going to be at the front, and it's the same with Tifa really. Unless you're going to use her as a magic user, which you can do if you wanted to. So it's always worth setting the people that are either going to be a magic user or people who are going to be, got long range weapons, to sit them back, because they're going to take less damage, but they're still going to be able to output the same amount of damage as they normally would. I'm not going to waste a magic on you because you don't need it. Oh, turn off times 3 for this because you need to do it all at the same time. Oh, my reaction times are rubbish now. There we go. Right, let's... No, I'm not going to waste an Evo, I don't need to. You normally find save points can sometimes indicate to you that you've got a big fight coming up, so it's always worth, like I said earlier, saving regularly, because you never know what could happen. Oh look, we're going to get into a fight now. I think in its time when this game came out, Sephiroth and Cloud were just like one of the biggest, you know, gaming characters you could find really. Everyone just knew who they were. Everyone would have pictures of them on like their, especially if it was a game on their computer or wherever. Because and it's when it first come out, and I find with all sort of these games, sorry, Square games, all their cinematics tend to be like really top notch. So best of class is what I'd say. I automatically went straight to Bolt straight away just because of it does the most sort of damage to him, but and as you notice when I was when I did the limit break, then it did like loads of damage on him. Nah, so I don't need to care, that's fine. Braver did so much that's again why it's a good thing to try and get your limit break up for that fight, just because it just makes it super easy. It's all about making it as easy as possible for you guys really. And this is another section where you can affect the points, so obviously be strong. It's going to show Parrot you know you're strong, and it's going to give him bonus points. If you said you don't know, you can't hold on, it's going to show to him you're a weakling, and it's going to give points to Tifa. So you always want to be strong, especially if you're going for the best bromance medal. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cough. It's not what people are thinking of, especially in this current climate, but COVID-19 spreading everywhere. I'm okay. But I suppose because I'm not going out, especially in the evenings after work, just play games. Does this affect Aries if I say never saw you before? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I remember. I was slim drunk. We have a new character, Aerith, I think people call her, or I call her Aries, always have done, always will do. There's this stranger in the back. Who are you, buddy? Run. I'll tell you what I'll do actually. Time bangle. Just set lightning to all, and then I'll just put that on there because what I'm going to do is I'm going to give her the iron bangle. I'm going to give her a restore as well, just because she might need it. So Aries really is one of these characters, as I said earlier, where you're gonna want to have her in the back. She's already set to the back, but that's where you want her. She doesn't do a lot of damage in terms of her normal attack, so she'll be your sort of main magic or summon dealer, as you would have in these games. So this is another way of being able to manipulate the best bromance thing. So what I do here is this barrel? Wrong barrel. So if you push down the wrong barrel, it gives her minus points. That's what you want, really. Come on, love. Pretty sure it gives her the most minus points. Because I've given her fire, or given her a magic, she will damage him quite quick and easy, really. So she's quite a good magic like dealer. So I love how they make the characters look massive against the church. It doesn't look real, but it looked amazing back in them days. So, without spoiling the game too much, there's only a certain amount of time you're able to get Ares to have all 4 of her limit breaks and to get her like basically the highest you possibly can. And it's an achievement in especially on the PlayStation and I'm pretty sure on PC, to get all the limit breaks for all the different characters, like level 4 limit breaks for all the characters. So you're not going to have a lot of time with Ares. I think it's like a couple of discs. So what you want to do is, or what I would recommend doing, is later on, I'll let you know, but you want to do a bit of farming. It's advisable, especially if you're going after all the trophies. So you certainly want to do that. See there, because especially having the cursor set to memory, that was fire, so I can just quickly, rapidly click on, you know, fire. It just saves time. Can't buy anything here yet. Do I need another fire? No, I'll keep it like that, I think, for now. I think there is a bit here. Oh, I don't know. Where you can buy. Can you buy anything from him? No. So there is a weapon store. I think up here. Do they have? Yeah, Titan bangles. Trying to think if it's worth buying any Titan bangles. Have a funny feat. No, I think it's the next part. I wouldn't waste your money. There's no point really, especially if you've done a bit of leveling up. There's no need. This kid's in the bed and he's like sleeping, and he lets you know like he's got something in his drawer. So if you go here. There you go, open hidden between the two. If you leave it, later on, you'll get a prize. So it's always worth doing. So cover materia, all that does is it protects the allies when they get attacked. So what will happen if you put that on Cloud, so say Ares is going to get attacked, you've got a 20% chance that Cloud's going to block that attack and take the damage himself. It's quite a useful materia to use, especially if you're trying to get the limit breaks up for Cloud or that character, because they'll block the damage, they'll block the attack, they'll take the damage and it will increase their limit break. So you've got more chance of their limit break being used. So it's always good to put that on the character if you're trying to farm for the limit break there. Pardon me. Oh. Oh. I think if you select, yeah, that's right. Minuses her points, which you want. You want to minus her points. Because Eris is the other character where she has a lot of points for Cloud. So you want to do whatever you can to minimise those points. Rest up. A lot of flashbacks in this. in short, Cloud has a real bad case of amnesia and amnesia for some reason. So this one, what you want to try and do is you need to sneak past Ares. Now if you're using a PS4 controller, the D-pad is automatically set to your, the analog is automatically set to running. So if you use the D-pad, you can just walk. And that's what you want to do. You just want to walk past. Because if you try and run past, she'll come running out of the room. And you don't want that. There was one thing I forgot to do in here, thinking about it. In the same room where that kid was, Turtle Paradise, it's a secret like quest as part of the game. Once you've got another character, so it's always worth completing that, because that's, again, it's an achievement which you wanna complete if you wanna 100% this game. How did she get there? She must have snapped past us while we was in the boys' house. So this is ideally a section you want to level up with Ares in the squad. Oh, shit. The reason I'm saying shit is because these guys steal stuff off you. There we go. This is the part of the game where you want to try and sort of level up Ares' limits break as much as you can. Here, and there is another part, so it's always worth doing, especially because there's only 2 of you in the team, so it's likely she's going to take the you can get the damage, swap between them both. You can also sleep here, so it's free MP and health power for you, instead of having to use potions and some of the other consumables that you want to keep hold of, really, for now, especially this early in the game. So you can save as well, which again is another good thing to do. And to be honest, this is mostly where I will leave the game here for you, just because I'm most probably going to do a bit of farming, and I don't want to do that with you guys just watching again, like in the last episode, some guy just farming. You don't want to see that, so I'll just play in the background for you. What I might do before I log off is just show you guys what I mean by getting the cover material and getting someone's limit break up. I don't know how long it will take, but we'll see. So I want to put cover on him, and you just want to endlessly run around here, because there's enemies that can appear and they can do chunks of damage, but also if you look here, there is, 4 enemies. And if they're attacking Cloud majority of the time, then, he's gonna take the brunt of the damage. And it's also good to get your level up. So what I'll most probably do is farm here until I've got onto the level 2 limit break maybe, and then I'll leave it there. I just want to see if I can get it. So I need to set that as magic gold, don't I really? Again, this is another reason why it's good to save it before you do any farming, because they were giving me quite a bit of damage then. Let's see if I can, how long it will take to get there. I'm going to try to do a couple more fights while I've got you guys here, just to see if by showing you, it shows. Come on, attack Cloud, really. Attack Cloud. No, attack Cloud. I love the fact that I put cover on Cloud and he's not like trying to, protect himself. Oh, wrong person. Idiot. There we go, Cloud's got a limit break. Oh. Haha. See, this is why I said save it, because you can get a bit lax, like I've just done there, and I've just allowed him to take quite a brunt of damage. What I wanted to try and do is try and get his limit break up, so you can see me doing it. Trying to think how many it is for Cloud. Okay. How many times have I used Braver? See, because their damage is coming in quite quick. I mean, what I would do if I was you, I would just have it just so there's one. So look at how quickly this thing's going up. There we go. And he blocked it there, he used cover. So Eris was going to take that damage and he blocked it. So, and there we go. Perfect timing. Absolute perfect. So Cloud now has his second part of his limit break, as you can see there, cross slash. So now for me to get onto level 2 and get Blade Gleam, I need to defeat 120 enemies in battle. So once I've done 120 enemies, so the best way of doing that for you would be, if you're concentrating on one character at a time, have all and lightning or all and fire or whatever you're using, and you'll attack all the enemies, and then hopefully sometimes you can kill those enemies. So you know, in one or two hits. So you want to make sure that you select that on the person that you're concentrating on in terms of getting their second limit break and their third limit breaks, etc. So hopefully that's been a bit of informative for you. I'm hoping so. As you can see there, I've shown you how to use cover. I've shown you how to get the second part of the limit break. We will, because Aeris's MP is quite low and Cloud's taken quite a bit of damage, we'll rest up, and then I will save up, and then what I will do is the next playthrough will be me starting again from here. But what will more than likely have happened is you'll notice that the levels would have gone up because I've been doing a bit of farming just to get Ares limit break up. So what I'll most probably do now with Ares is I will put cover on her just for her to take some damage, and then so I can constantly use her limit break. So thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you.